Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuznuz here, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the loot I get from each of the new Abyssal Slayer creatures, so the Savages, the Beasts, and the Lords. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going and killing these each for 1 hour, seeing how many kills I get, and seeing what loot I get, and then comparing the loot, and talking about the different loot, and seeing basically which one seems to be better. Now, of course, there's some of these creatures that actually drop rare drops compared to others, so we'll have to keep that in mind when we're looking at the loot. But I think this should be fun to kind of give you a close look at the different commons and different things like that you can expect each hour doing these different creatures, and then kind of take a look at the rare drops and how they take into account for those things. Of course, we don't know the drop rates, but we can kind of look at them and how much they are and see which monster might be the most worth it. So I thought this would be a fun video. It probably won't be that long of a video, so if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe, and let's get into it. So the first thing I did was I went and killed the Abyssal Savages. Now the Abyssal Savages are the lowest level creature brought with this update. They are pretty easy to kill. You can kill quite a few per hour. I think I was getting anywhere between 1,200 to 1,300 kills per hour. And in terms of loot, they don't drop any super special items. They do drop the Abyssal Flesh, which I ended up getting quite a bit, which is also used to make the Abyssal Armor Spikes, the new Abyssal Spikes. So that's probably the main thing you're looking for here. I did actually manage to get quite a few rare drop table drops here too. So if you're doing these, make sure you wear the Luck of the Dwarves if you have it. So in the hour, I ended up getting around 1,200 kills, maybe a little bit more. I kept track of all the loot in the loot tracker, and I was also wearing the Mask of the Abyss, which every 10 kills gives me double loot, and I actually have the Battles of War to reset this, so I could continually use this for all the kills. So let's go check out this loot. Alright, so here is going to be our loot from the Hour of Abyssal Savages. Now keep in mind, I did not pick up any of the ashes, the Infernal Ashes. If you did pick them up, you could add another 500k or so onto this. I did, however, get 621k in GP drops, and I also got these rare drop table drops. I got 54 uncut dragonstones, mahogany planks, an offhand dragon longsword, and these onyx bolts, and also a huge plated rune salvage. And then if we add the rest of the items in, that comes out to 11 mil in the hour. Now I'm not sure how much these Abyssal Flesh sell for. We're gonna have to see real fast. But the loot was pretty decent, honestly. 48 crystal keys. If you bring magic note paper, you can easily put together the keys and note them, or note the pieces. Same with all the rune salvage and stuff like that. So all in all, pretty decent loot, I would say, for the hour. And let's go see how much it sells for. So the Abyssal Flesh actually sold for about 4 times what the GE price is. So it showed 562k, but sold for 2.4 mil. So actually really good. So things like the Pure Essence and stuff like that sold for a lot less than it should have. But all in all, we still ended up making 12.2 mil from the hour. Of course, I did use supplies and stuff, but for such easy and AFK creatures, I'd say this is pretty good. Although you don't have that chance for a rare drop. Alright, so now we're going to look at our loot from the Abyssal Beasts. Now, I forgot to reset my helmet, or I reset my helmet a bit through killing these, so I'm not sure of the accurate amount of kills, but I'd say probably between 300 and 400. So if we look at the loot here, we definitely did get way less than the Abyssal Savages, way less of like the flesh and stuff, but we did get more valuable drops, such as the Orichalcum salvage and stuff like that. So the total is 6 mil. It should sell for a little more than that. Keep in mind, these were all on task, so I did have the drop chance for the helm, the increased drop chance. We did get 14 elite clues, which is actually pretty crazy. I don't know, in 1 hour, 14 elite clues sounds pretty good. I may have gotten lucky, and I was using the Mask of the Abyss, so some of these were doubled. But 6 mil in loot, so based on what these sell on, we're looking at probably around 7 or so mil in loot. So less than the Savages, but of course you do have that big drop chance of the Abyssal Helm, so we have to factor that in too. Alright, so looking at our loot from the Abyssal Lords, we ended up getting around 95 kills in the hour. I did all of these kills on tasks, and our loot is 7 mil. These aren't actually included in the loot, I accidentally took them out from the beasts, but we got 7 mil in loot. I did get 2 crystal Triskelion keys and then 1 fragment. Then I did get the gate key, which was pretty nice. But all in all, the loot is pretty decent, I'd say, since these sells for more. It's probably around 7.6 mil, so it seems a bit better than the Abyssal Beasts, but not as good as the Savages. So now we're going to look at a big comparison of all these. So now that we've killed all these, it's time to look at how these compare to each other. So if we start with the Abyssal Savages first, their normal loot was by far the best. We got the most kills per hour, of course. The normal loot really added up to 12.3 million GP. We did get some kind of lucky rare drop table drops, but you are killing way more of these, so you can expect more rare drop table drops. So that kind of adds into the loot a little bit. So I would say anywhere between 10 to 12 mil per hour. The pros of this are they are very consistent money. You don't have any rare drops to chase, which makes them more consistent because you're just getting more of that normal loot. But the cons, there just are no rare drops, so you can't get, any huge drops. You're more there just trying to farm the basic loot. Of course, you can try for the Hazelmere Signet Ring, but that's not really something that you can count on, seeing as it's so rare. But I mean, I do see these as a kind of equivalent or kind of like a superior version of like the Abyssal Demon. So I feel like people are going to camp these a lot for XP, Slayer XP, Combat XP, and also the normal loot and potentially Hazelmere Signet Ring. So they definitely are really good in terms of that. Next, we have the Abyssal Beasts, which by far were the lowest amount of loot, but they do have the potential rare drop of the Jaws of the Abyss helmet, which as of recording this video right now, they're selling for around 150 mil. I'm sure that will drop unless they turn out to be super good, which we just aren't sure yet. But it also is worth noting that these Abyssal Beasts drop me a ton of elite clues. Now, I know there's a lot of way to get clues now, like the Scripture of Bic and stuff like that, but I felt like 14 elite clues in the hour was pretty high. I may have gotten lucky with some doubles off my Mask of the Abyss, but still, they seem like they drop elite clues a lot, which for some people might make Abyssal Beasts worth doing for them. And then finally, we have the Abyssal Lords, the highest requirement creature. Now, for the normal loot, I got around 7.5 mil after I sold everything, so this is about in the middle. It's a little better than the Beast, but not as good as the Savages. In terms of the rare drop, though, this is where you can get that big drop, the tier 92 Abyssal Whip. So this item is going for around 450 mil right now. It is a tier 92, so I'm not sure how far I can see it dropping. You also have the chance potentially to double these drops if you're using the Abyssal Mask, although it's not like a super common chance, but it could happen. I've seen it happen with some lucky people. So if you ask me what I feel about these and what I would do, for me personally, the Abyssal Lords would be what I would camp because they have decent normal loot, and then they also have the huge rare drop of the tier 92 whip, which is 450 mil. So that is really good, and that's kind of what I like to do, is hunt those rare drops. But also the normal loot is pretty good. I got a lot of crystal Triskelion keys. You can also get the shortcut key, which I got as well. Other than that, I might do the Abyssal Savages just to camp for some XP, maybe for some consistent money, because they're super AFK. You really don't have to worry about anything. The normal loot is really good, and you have a lot of chances for the rare drop table. As for the beasts, I'm not sure if I'm going to do them. Just for me, it doesn't seem worth it, although if you're somebody that likes elite clues, I could see them being decent. But for me personally, I think the Lords are the best GP, and then for the most consistent and the most basically, I guess, easy GP without relying on rare drops, the Savages are the way to go. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, which one of these are your favorites. They all seem pretty decent for, the level of Slayer monster they are. So let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.